My name is Margaret Coons, and I'm the founder and CEO at Nuts for Cheese. I started Nuts for Cheese in 2015 at a farmer's market here in London, Ontario. So I was actually working as a chef at a vegan restaurant in town while I was doing my undergrad. And originally my dream was to have my own vegan restaurant, but I thought I would try a farmer's market for the summer. I'd started making these cheeses at the restaurant and I put them on the menu there. It became a very popular menu item. And so I started selling them on weekends and renting the restaurant kitchen at night to make the product, and started getting a lot of retail demand, and now we're sold nationally in Canada and the US. To make our dairy-free cheeses, we start with organic cashew milk. So we take organic cashews, we soak them in water, we turn them into cashew milk, much like you would make an almond milk. And then we take the cashew milk and ferment it. So we actually make our own cultures in-house out of sprouted organic quinoa. So once the product is fermented, it's formed into wheels, and then they're aged in our aging cooler and sliced for packaging into wedges. So packaging for our process is hugely important. When I first started out selling the product at a farmer's market, I was wrapping wedges in saran wrap by hand. We then graduated to a cheese paper, and not only was it super labor intensive, it wasn't a great way to preserve the quality or shelf life of the product. So when we found the packaging solution that we use today, it was hugely influential because it was both a lot more efficient, but it also increased our shelf life threefold using modified atmosphere technology. Yeah, so one thing that's really unique about our packaging is our ability to merchandise in this wedge shape. Our product is really unique in its sort of artisan nature, that it can be presented on a cheese board in a wedge shape. So it was super important to us to find a packaging solution that could help us preserve that format. We chose MULTIVAC as our packaging supplier. We did interview a number of packaging suppliers, but found that MULTIVAC was a great group of folks to work with. They had really high quality equipment, and Andy from MULTIVAC has been a huge champion of our brand and product, and he's been a pleasure to work with over the years.
My name is Andy Malacaria, and I am the Regional Sales Manager for MULTIVAC Canada for Western Ontario. One of the first customers that I reached out to was Nuts for Cheese, and dealt with Margaret directly. They've been amazing to deal with from the get-go. One thing that I loved was to see new company grow and see them grow and flourish. And we're a company that doesn't just sell machines, we want to sell solutions and build partnerships and relationships for the long term. Here at the facility, Nuts for Cheese has an R105. The R105 is a scalable machine that you can definitely grow with. It's something that, as I had mentioned, a lot of customers start with, but can grow as they grow their business as well. Typically, we say that the machine runs roughly around 6 to 8 cycles per minute, more the 8 cycles per minute. But there are customers, depending on the product, as Margaret had alluded earlier, that could run possibly 9, 10 cycles per minute. We've recently launched a number of processing lines as well to be that one-stop shop for our customers. And we've also sell film and packaging materials as well. So I'd like to bring in Jessica, one of our film specialists, to tell you a little bit more about that.
So my name is Jessica Zamora. I am the Regional Sales Manager in Ontario for the foam side. For this specific product, for Nuts for Cheese, we were looking for different solutions that adapt perfectly to the product and of course to the what they are looking for.
I think the biggest thing about this machinery that's really been a game changer for us is the ability to extend our shelf life. We're a super clean label product. We don't use anything artificial, no gums, no starches, no fillers, no additives. And so for us to be able to achieve a longer shelf life without any preservatives, so really the benefit of it is that we can use the good bacteria that's created through the fermentation of our product to extend the shelf life, and that's supported by the MULTIVAC equipment.
Welcome to our Nuts for Cheese factory. My name is Scott McMillan, and I am the VP of Operations. Once we pan the cheese, we send it into our aging cooler to firm up a little bit. From our aging cooler, we take it out, we turn it out, it's called, so we take it out of those forms. We put it on the baker's racks, and then we bring it out to our cheese cutter, where we cut the wheel into 12 equal-sized wedges. And then we take those wedges and put them in the R105 MULTIVAC Thermoformer to be packaged. As those wedges come over, they're ready to be thermoformed. So that film enters that MULTIVAC. It's then heated up and then goes across a die box. The die box then has molds in it, which we talked about, which is the unique shape of our wedge. The wedge is then filmed, or that pocket is formed. It carries forward, and then we're manually putting those wedges in that pocket to go further on down through the MULTIVAC to be top sealed and then to be gas flushed, which increases our shelf life as well. And again, Because of the unique shape of the wedge, we have to manually put it in the pockets that are formed. Those wedges will move downstream and be top sealed. Our operators average about 8 to 10 cycles per minute on the MULTIVAC. Another great feature about the MULTIVAC is the HMI. The real benefit I see here is the troubleshooting aspect. Whenever we have a problem, the HMI tells us where to look within the machine or with the equipment, or whether to contact the service department. And MULTIVAC's been a great partner in helping us resolve issues that happen, and we usually get those issues resolved within the day, and then we're back up and running. Today we only have 6 recipes that go in, but the HMI allows us to scale up. It'll hold up to 500 recipes within the HMI program. The R105 is very easy to use. We've been able to train a lot of our operators, and because it's so easy to use, it allowed us to make the decision to buy the T305 for our next product line. As those wedges exit the thermoformer, they go through a metal detector. Of course, food safety is very important to us, and we're looking for ferrous, non-ferrous, and stainless steel pieces of metal. They then exit that metal detector and go onto a collection table where they're packed into crates for further processing. Again, what we really like about the MULTIVAC Thermoformer is that it allows us to retain the shape of the wedge, which is part of our brand image. It seals it nicely. It keeps it in a firm wedge for further packaging and keeps it that way through the supply chain. And then we've also mapped or gas flushed this, which helps extend the shelf life up to 6 months on a piece of cheese like this.
So when we first started packaging the wedges for retail, we were wrapping them by hand, as I mentioned, in cheese paper. And the team, with several people working all day, was able to wrap about 1,200 wedges of our cheese. And now with the MULTIVAC, we can accomplish that in about an hour. So it's a significant improvement, not only on the efficiency, but as I mentioned, on the shelf life expectation.
We've been very happy with MULTIVAC because it's very user-friendly. Their sales team, their technical team, their service team. So that allowed us to purchase the next MULTIVAC for our cream cheese line, which is a T305. We are going to be filling cream cheese tubs, and then the MULTIVAC tray sealer will seal the top of that tub, and that'll be one of our new product lines for next year.
But they're going to be a tub format, which will afford us all kinds of room for creativity and new flavors and different format development in tubs.
And the nice thing with this unit that Nuts for Cheese had purchased, we also did an extended in-feed conveyor, so we could look at future fillers, automatic fillers, as well as a denester to denest the tubs onto the in-feed.
MULTIVAC is a great packaging partner for us.